Smooth, hot virgins.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Cheap Smut. My name is Katie Mizell.
And my name is Carl Mizell.
And this is a podcast all about love. Welcome. How are you today, baby?
I am fantastic, love. Yourself?
I am tie-tie.
Yeah.
Tie-tie baby.
Yeah.
Because I stayed up. I went to bed earlier than usual, but our children stayed up very late last night. And I think the stress of that made me tired.
Oh, no, absolutely. Yeah, you took our children out to one of your cousin's house, who lives next door to her sister / your other cousin. You said there were 7 children under the ages of 8.
Yeah, if I did the count right, yeah.
Combined. Yeah. And so I stayed home and worked on the Rachel Renner interview, which I edited today and will be out in a couple of days as of this release. So I got that taken care of. But yeah, you sent some amazing pictures.
Yeah.
Your one cousin has a baby who is how many months?
He's I think 4 or 5 months, maybe 6.
Yeah.
He's sitting up on his own and he's starting to try and figure out the motions toward crawling. So somewhere around 6 months.
Yep. And then your cousin Kelly's oldest child, I got her hooked on building Gundams.
You did get her
completely
hooked on building Gundams. You made a nerd.
I did. It's so great. See, I am great. It was a great week. The kids are going to be, our son is going to be off of school this upcoming week for Thanksgiving. I'm taking the day after Thanksgiving off so we can get the house all Christmas-fied. And look out, social media. Once our house gets Christmas-fied, this back part of the house, it's the best Christmas place I've ever been in.
Yes, I love our house at Christmas. It's so beautiful.
Yeah.
And I don't love climbing up on the ladder for several hours to wrap everything in garland and lights and bulbs and stuff. But once it's done, it's so pretty.
I love when you climb up on a ladder for any reason.
Well, of course you do, my dear, because it just means you get a better angle on my butt.
That's right. Well, not necessarily a better.
Different.
It's different.
A different angle.
Different angle.
That's what it looks like when it's way up there.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Look at that moon.
Always full. Always a full
right.
moon.
Hell yeah. So what's on the agenda for this week?
This week, I read Goat Girl by Sylvia Morrow. Originally, I was going to do Stuffed by Sylvia Morrow, which is the sentient pillow romance that I've talked about several times because I think it's just a genius idea.
Okay.
And maybe I will. But I decided to do Goat Girl instead. It's, I think, her latest release, and it is about the aftermath of a meta-human event.
Okay.
And since we did Gentlemen Prefer Villains last week, which was about metahumans, I was like, let's do this one next. It'll be fun. It's like a theme.
A little follow-up as we cruise into the holidays.
Yep. This book, I didn't realize it when I got it, but when I started reading it, it also has very cozy fall themes.
Oh.
Or it's like set in the fall, and there's a scene where somebody's wearing like a big scarf and drinking a coffee, and one of the characters comments on how like just beautifully perfectly fall it is. So since we're in November now and it is beautifully perfectly fall right now, it's also very appropriate.
Yeah, we are getting peak fall weather here in Michigan. The last of the leaves fell off the big tree in the front yard.
Yep.
Luckily, our daughter tripped and fell in the driveway and wanted to come in the house and see Mommy, which allowed me to actually get the leaves off the ground.
Oh yeah, she won't let you put them in a bag as long as she's still playing.
Yep,
she loves those leaves.
They're toys.
They are toys.
They're toys.
She loves them so much.
Well, so let's quit talking about cozy fall vibes.
Okay,
let's just get into the cozy fall vibes.
It. That sounds great. All right, so Goat Girl by Sylvia Morrow is available for $1.99 or through Kindle Unlimited or ebook. It is 105 pages. It is about the aftermath of a metahuman event and the people who are left behind to deal with the fallout of that. And it was very beautiful. It was so sweet, and I can't wait to tell you all about it. So let's get into our triggers.
Yes, let's.
Not a lot of triggers this week. However, there is a big one, and that is the FMC of this book is in a fictional minority, and she experiences individual and institutional bigotry, hatred, hate speech, and poverty as a result of those institutions. There's also mentions of a past abusive relationship. Content warnings and tropes. You've got hurt comfort, new relationship, and sex outdoors.
Ooh.
Yes. That's all that we've got for our content this week. It's not particularly heavy. I thought of this book as being very cozy. However, I am not in a minority group that regularly experiences hatred. So that might be different for other people.
Yeah. Your mileage may vary.
Your mileage may vary. Exactly. Keeping in our theme of horny holidays, this book is extreme chilly fall, cozy vibes, cozy scarves, pumpkin spice lattes, and cinnamon tea. Get high G for this one, bitches. This is what I wrote on my notes.
Get what?
High G. It's the I think it's a Scandinavian
that's
principle
what
of coziness in the cold.
Yeah, I don't think that's how you pronounce that.
I swear to God, it's high G, but I could
I
be
think it's
very
pronounced
wrong.
like
Well, yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be pedantic about it, but I was like
the shitty Americanization of it. I'm pretty sure is high G.
Fair enough.
For all I know, I could be
I
very wrong.
Maybe I'm wrong, and maybe I've been pronouncing it wrong because I want to sound like I know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Maybe you were wrong.
Oh, shout out to the Get Played
Shout
crew.
out, Get Played. All right. So I'm going to do a little bit of background. This information is scattered throughout the book, but it's just easier if I just tell you up front. So 4 years ago, the villain Darkis did something villainous, I don't know what it was, that resulted in an event called the Big Mashup. In the Big Mashup, people were mashed together. So one person's body then housed two people's consciousness.
Don't like that.
Oh, I know. It sounds absolutely awful. If they weren't around a human, but they were touching a mammal, they mashed with that animal. Mostly house pets and things of that nature. A lot of cats, a lot of dogs.
No.
Yeah. It was.
I'm just thinking of some poor animal husbandry professional.
Oh.
Elbow deep in the back of some cow. Well, maybe the glove protected them.
Oh, that would be nice, wouldn't it?
Well, it would be, but I spent a lot of time on farms. Those gloves aren't always in supply. Anyway.
So in aftermath of all of that was absolute chaos. The hero, Honor Man, eventually defeated Darkis, and most of the mashed up folks who are called mashies were cured. However, a small percentage of the mashies never separated, and any of the 5% of mashies who were touching an animal cannot be separated. They are an unfortunate byproduct that could not be resolved.
Are you going to explain how this manifests?
How, what, the...
Like, so if, like, you and I were just near each other,
Mm-hmm.
and we got mashed together, does one of them die?
No.
So what? I don't understand. I'm trying to figure out like how it actually works.
Oh, it's not really that well explained.
Okay. All right. Then I won't overthink
it. It's some metahuman villain shit.
All right.
Yeah.
Won't overthink it.
Yep. None of the 5% of mashies who are mashed with an animal can be separated, leaving them part animal and part human. They have animal characteristics and behaviors which affect each of them differently. Some continue to live mostly normal lives, while others are now completely disabled. All mashies face discrimination, hate, and bigotry, have fewer job prospects, and limited housing options.
So it sounds like there might be a physical component to this as well.
There is,
Okay.
yes. Various heroes are trying to fix the remaining mashies, but there has no solution has been found as of yet.
Got it.
So I think that's everything that I wanted to tell you. Yes, it was. Okay. So moving into our story, our FMC, her name is Jill. She is 27 years old. She's very pretty. Based on the last names of her parents, she is of Latina and East Asian descent.
Okay.
She has long black hair, pale skin with a yellowish undertone, and horns, ears, and goat eyes.
Mm-hmm.
She also has a tail, which is super adorable. She has a little goat tail that sticks out the back of her. Let's see. Her only behavioral change is an impulse to eat flowers sometimes when she's stressed out. She used to be a farmer, and at the time of the big mashup, she was milking a goat.
There you go.
So there you go. She has since lost her farm and now lives in the city. Jill works at a place called Sandra's Cafe as a barista, where she deals with the daily discrimination and microaggressions that come with being a mashie, particularly an animal mashie. And she works her tail off not literally, every single day because she is the sole income earner in her home. She lives with her mother and her Uncle Sal, who are amongst the very few human mashies who are never separated. So her mother's body and her mother and Uncle Sal's consciousness live in their apartment.
Okay.
It's fascinating.
See, that's I'm trying not to overthink. I get how the physical representation with the animals, but I still can't figure out, like, do they look like the other person? Like, do they hear their thoughts in their head? Like,
yeah. So basically what it is it's two people. When the two people got combined together, Darkkiss was doing some Thanos shit.
Yeah.
He was trying to decrease the human population.
Okay.
And when he combined people together, one person's body disappeared.
Right. That's what I was trying to figure out.
Sorry. So yeah, one person's body disappeared. Both of them inside of a single body have the ability to communicate through the mouth.
Okay.
So when her mother talks, it sounds like her mother. And when her Uncle Sal talks, it's a lower tone.
Okay. That's what I was trying to figure out earlier.
Okay. I'm sorry. I didn't understand your question. So yeah, that's basically what it's like. When Uncle Sal is talking, you can tell because Uncle Sal's voice is lower, but they both share Mom's body.
Got it. And nobody knows where the disappeared
bodies go.
Got it.
Nope. So our MMC, his name is Liam. He has light brown hair and blue eyes. He's a very cute nerd. Basically, Liam is an entomologist, and he is currently working with the hero Circada. Yes. Studying bugs in the city in an effort to fix the remaining mashies. I don't know what he's doing, but he's doing a good job.
Oh, good.
When they meet, okay, so Liam's coworker Frank, also his friend, drags him into the cafe to get his girlfriend a pumpkin spice latte.
Got to.
And I immediately hated that motherfucker because he was like, I gotta get my girlfriend one of her dumb pumpkin drinks. Shut the fuck up. Yeah. They're delicious.
A, they're delicious, and B, shut the fuck up and let people like things.
Seriously.
We live in an increasingly hot, climate changing hellscape.
Yep.
Just
We're all slowly breaking under the weight of late stage capitalism.
Just let me
drink my coffee.
Fucking drink.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So fuck Frank. So he goes into the cafe with Frank. They choose to wait in the shorter of the two register lines. Jill's line is always shorter,
of course,
because people are avoiding her because discrimination. When he gets to the register, he is so struck by her and how beautiful she is that he just stares at her for way longer than humanly necessary until she has to like smack the counter to get his attention. Like, sir, hello, order or leave. She's pissed because she thinks he's staring at her because she's a freak.
Yeah.
She doesn't realize at the time that he's staring at her because he thinks she's fucking gorgeous.
Yeah.
He is fully love at first sight. It's so cute. I'm just delighted by both of them, but particularly Liam because he's just so earnestly into her from the very beginning. And he never once like fetishizes her or makes it weird.
Yeah.
He's just like, God, she's so fucking beautiful. And her eyes are super cool. What are they? Oh, wait, those are goat eyes. Who cares? She's still beautiful.
Yeah.
Yes, Liam. Yes. Eventually, she does get his attention and he starts talking to her. He is so sweet. He's very awkward. She helps him pick a drink because he doesn't drink coffee. So he's like, what do you even have here that I can drink? So she helps him pick a fruit smoothie. In the end, he really enjoys fruit-based drinks. He has a big sweet tooth. And then once he is done and goes to pick up his order at the end of the counter, she tells him to come back soon. And he's like, oh, don't worry. I will. Pretty girl.
I would do that. And I'd be like, but you said I had to.
Yeah.
You said come back soon. It didn't sound like a question.
No, it was an order.
Yeah.
Pretty girls say come back soon. I come back soon. Yep. So Liam goes to work and he gets absolutely nothing done all day because he spends the whole day thinking about the pretty girl from the coffee shop. So cute. The next day, he comes back into the cafe to talk to Jill, who has also been thinking about the cute guy from yesterday all day. And it's just, they're so adorable. And they're so like hopelessly awkward and human. Nobody's smooth. Nobody's suave. Nobody knows what the fuck they're doing or has like good lines.
They're
They're
not
just like, they're barely able to have a conversation because they're both just like, oh, what do I do? They're so
Yeah.
cute. What do I do? It's
they're not both virgins who immediately jump to porn star level sex.
no.
You
I
know.
mean, they do have some pretty intense sex.
Oh yeah.
But they're not smooth, hot virgins having incredible porn level sex, you know?
smooth,
Hot
hot virgins.
Hot dickings. Dr. Tran. That's exactly what he
Just
reminded
giving
me of.
them away.
Anyway, they have a cute, like, flirty little conversation while he's ordering, and he eventually gets his drink and he leaves, and he says that he will see her tomorrow. She says she's working the closing shift tomorrow, so if he comes in for his coffee in the morning, she won't be there. And he's like, well, maybe I'll be thirsty in the afternoon then. So cute.
Yeah, Liam, it sounds like you're going to be thirsty all damn day, dude.
I think you're going to be thirsty for the rest of your fucking life, dude.
Yeah.
You should just get used to it. That evening, Liam and Frank are gaming. He plays a game called like Kill Gauge or something like that, just some online multiplayer shoot 'em up. And
At least it's not Goat Simulator.
it's not. Oh no, that would be really bad.
She comes over to hang out, and he's playing, and he doesn't even realize, and she's
Yeah.
like, dude,
That's offensive.
that's extremely offensive. That is a goat
Yeah.
that you just launched into space by dropping a tractor on a skateboard
Yeah.
and flinging that goat into space.
It's not even the goat that offends me. It's the physics.
It's the physics. Go check out, just go to YouTube and just search for Goat Simulator. It's amazing.
It's very funny.
Anyway,
So while he and Frank are gaming, Frank starts up with some like really shitty, inappropriate mashie jokes.
it's mashist.
He's mashist, yes. And Liam gets really angry and just shuts his system down. Like he
Yep.
just turns off the PlayStation. We're done, Frank. He spends some amount of time thinking about like all of the times that Frank made jokes like that in the past and how it never really struck him because it didn't affect him at all.
Yeah.
And now he has to rethink his entire life philosophy and remember that other people, you know, exist.
Oh, wow. Look what happens when you turn your head. All those blind spots
Yeah.
go away.
But like he's like, oh damn it, I've been ignoring the bigotry of my friend for years. Fuck. Ah, man.
Gotta get new friends.
Yeah. So that same evening, Jill does some like self-care stuff. She's preparing to put her best foot forward for asking Liam out. She's going to ask him out when he comes into the cafe tomorrow. And since she got his name off of his credit card, she also Googles him just to make sure she isn't like getting into a relationship with someone who's secretly married or like a member of a political party that she can't vibe with or whatever.
Fair.
But there's no red flags. So she's good to go. She's like, all right, tomorrow I'm asking that boy on a date. So he comes to the cafe and he sits in the car and he waits until the cafe is dead so that he can go in there and talk to her when she's not busy.
Yeah. That's some shit I would do.
Yeah, it is. Actually, I really liked it. I was like, oh, that's some shit Carl would do. He eventually goes inside and Jill invites him to come and spend her break with her.
Oh.
Because she has to go on break. So they both get drinks. They settle into the cafe and they chat for a while. They're both, again, adorably awkward, super cute, very sweet and real. No smooth talkers, very genuine. And Jill asks Liam out on the date before Liam has a chance to ask her.
Oh, good. Look at you getting your Sadie Hawkins on.
Yeah. They exchange numbers. They have a little bit more chat, but Jill has to go back to work and Liam goes home. After work, Jill goes home to what is the most delicious sounding meal. Her mom made jalapeno and cheese tamales with rice and beans. Oh, I want tamales so bad.
Oh.
But I don't know how to make tamales.
Oh, God.
And I would much rather buy them from like, you know what? The best tamales in the world always come from like a lady who just walks in someplace with like
Yep.
a cart full of tamales. There's nobody around here with a tamale cart. We need to go find somewhere that has a tamale cart.
We live, I mean, we live in the state capital.
Yeah.
There's got to be somebody doing tamales.
Yeah. You know what? I bet if I got on like the Lansing subreddit
Yeah.
and was like, tell me where to get really, really good tamales, somebody would be able to tell me.
Yeah, probably.
So yeah, maybe I'll do that because tamales sound so fucking good, my guy. So she and Mom and Uncle Sal have a chat. Mom and Uncle Sal are very lovely. They're very supportive of her. They like, she when she gets her meal, she's like, I'm the luckiest girl in the world because I have these delicious looking tamales in front of me. And her mom's like, the world is lucky to have you, baby. That's goddamn right.
Fucking A.
Fucking A, Mom. You sweet, sweet woman. They encourage her to remember how incredible she is because she's down on herself because she's got goat parts and she feels bad, and to not give up on her dream of owning a farm again someday because all of it is possible. All of it is possible for you, Jill. It doesn't matter that you're part goat. Yeah, I just really loved these people. All of them. Every one of them was so sweet.
If anything else, it gives her credibility.
Yeah, right? I would like to have a farm. Absolutely, you may have a farm person who is part farm animal.
Right?
Please take this farm. Take it. Take it from me.
You've got the human parts to run it and the animal parts to
really appreciate
a good farm.
Communicate.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, communicate with your farm animals. I don't know. She doesn't actually do anything goatish. So
she doesn't bleat.
She does not bleat. Liam texts her that evening. The exchange is, again, sweet as fucking pie, man. They're so cute. They are going to go to dinner the day after tomorrow is what they decide to do. Liam then has a text conversation with Frank and calls him out on his bigotry and gives him a chance to apologize and make things right. And Frank is such a typical fucking white man about it. He's like, oh, you're really going to end 10 years of friendship over a joke? Yes! You goddamn right I will. You're not going to apologize? You're just going to be a white man about it?
It's not.
No.
It's not so much the joke. If you could take a look just behind that joke and see all the bigotry behind that, that's the reason I'm ending the 10 years of friendship. It's not the joke at the tip of the bigoted spear.
Yeah.
It's all that bigotry behind the joke.
Exactly. It's not the arrowhead that kills you. It's the shaft.
The shaft of bigotry.
The shaft of bigotry. Kill you every time. So he ends up blocking Frank.
Fuck
He's like,
yeah.
I'm nope, we're not doing this. Blocked and reported. Bye-bye.
I just hear that voice.
Blocked and reported. Yeah. On the day of their date, while Jill is at work, she meets a little girl who has some questions about her. And her mom very quickly scoops her up and is very embarrassed about it. And she's like, it's fine. She has questions. It's okay. Okay. Bye. But then she does get to stand at the counter and listen as the mom tells her daughter the story of how the big mashup happened, why there are still mashies left, and how some people think that they are a problem, but we don't. They're great, lovely people, and it's super cool that some of them have extra animal parts, right?
Yeah.
It's so cool. And it's a very sweet scene. And it reminded me of that video that you sent me.
Yeah, the Jason Benetti video.
Jason Benetti about how to talk to your kids when they have, what did he call them? Disability blurred outs?
The disability blurred out.
Yeah. Basically, a small child sees someone like Jason Benetti who has cerebral palsy or any person who has a visible disability, and they go, Mommy, why is that? Blah, 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 blah. And you don't have to be like, shush, we don't talk about that.
Yep.
We do talk about it.
Yep.
They're normal.
Yeah, exactly.
They're normal human beings.
Yeah.
So we can talk about them.
I learned that at a very young age. Of course, my mother had multiple sclerosis for many, many years, and it was at various stages to the point where she eventually was completely bedridden. So, yeah, I learned that, firsthand, but that gave me, the example
yes.
to take forward.
Yeah. I didn't learn it until I was a bit older. I would like to think that I didn't blurt out anything stupid, but I don't know.
But you were a kid.
But I was a child.
And,
yeah.
And that falls to your parents to, politely explain it and in a compassionate way.
Yes. Yep.
Which I'm sure your
compassionate and
parents
open-minded. That's all we really need to be for our children.
Amen.
Amen. Anyway, so after Jill's shift, she goes to a department store to buy a new dress, but she is immediately confronted by a bitchy sales clerk and a security guard who accuse her of stealing just by being there, and then make her leave the store because they don't want her in their store. So it's just some more bigotry for your day.
It's
Enjoy.
Just so it on the one hand, the creative, the writer in me is like, they wouldn't just immediately start hating those people. Yes, they would. Yes, they would. They absolutely would. Which is why I don't really write that much. Because I would be absolutely wrong, because this is America. This is Earth. I shouldn't say it's America. It's not an exclusively American issue.
No.
Anyway.
Yeah. No, it's fine. It's fine. So she leaves that store. She has a bit of a cry. She goes to a different store. She buys a dress. She buys a red dress because she asks Liam what his favorite color is, and he says it's red. And then she takes it to her favorite tailor, Cat Mashie, who puts an alteration in it so that her tail can fit through the back of the dress.
I was just going to say, I'm sitting over here thinking about the economy that would spring up
Yes.
around mashies.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
You know, it's really twisted. One of the first things I thought of was imagine how much the OnlyFans pages would blow up for like cat ladies or like dog men.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, there would. Yeah.
The fetishization and sexualization would be immediate.
It would be immediate.
And they would make a fortune.
It would be Rule 34 come to life.
Yes. Oh, hell yes.
The subreddits would be.
Just picturing some woman doing like the cat paw hand thing.
Yeah.
And like shaking her little tail and making $30,000 a month.
Yeah.
On pervs.
Yeah. And you know what? Fucking good.
Yeah,
fucking good for her.
Well, yeah, if there's a window for it, you make that money, honey.
Exactly. Sex work is work.
Sex work is work. It's right there in the name. I wish you would go into that. I wish you would have gone into that, Sylvia. I would have enjoyed hearing about that now that I think about it. But so she does. She gets her dress altered to accommodate her tail, and she goes home to get herself ready for her date. They go to the nicest restaurant in town. He apparently has some sort of access to this place.
He is a very successful entomologist.
He is a very successful entomologist, and he guarantees that they will have a good table. Internally, he was thinking about his wealth and his family and how he doesn't want to tell her about any of that yet. Which is fair.
Yeah,
fine.
Yeah, don't lead with money.
Yeah. He wants to make sure that he trusts her before he tells her anything important about himself, but especially his money. So from the way the restaurant staff treat him, it is clear that his family is very prominent and important. Mm-hmm. However, whoever his dad is, he confirms for us as the reader, they have distanced themselves from each other publicly so that Liam can have a fairly normal life. And relieve himself of some of the burden of being the son of whoever his dad is. I'm guessing, what I put in my notes is, I'm guessing he's honor man.
Oh.
So.
All right.
Yeah. At dinner, Jill mentions the incident in the department store, and Liam gets furious. He goes full white knight about it. He's like, give me their names. I'm calling the department store. I will have them fired immediately. And she's like, no.
Gross.
You don't just hop on your fucking horse and ride into battle and ruin people's lives and make it even worse for mashies, because if these people get fired over this, they're not going to be suddenly not bigots.
Yeah, they're not going to be suddenly not bigots, and they're not going to suspect the nerdy blue-eyed white guy.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. But she's basically like, any retaliation is just going to make it worse for me and people like me. So shut the fuck up. You don't have any idea what you're talking about. She gets really mad. She points out that whatever his privilege is, obviously he is privileged. He drives a very nice car and has access to this restaurant. Yeah. It has blinded him to the realities of the kind of pain that being a mashie puts you through. Yeah. And she decides, you know what? She gathers all her stuff. She can't handle this. She decides it's not going to work out. So she walks out of the restaurant, and he follows after her. He's like, put it on my tab, and he just runs right after her. He begs her for a chance to just explain some stuff. He gets in the car, they drive around the corner, and he decides he's going to tell her the story of his ex-girlfriend, Jennifer. So Jennifer was Liam's girlfriend from 8th grade until 4 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
And she's 27, roughly the same age?
Yep, they're roughly the same age.
Okay.
Yep. So
still like 10 or 11 years?
Yeah, with 8th grade, I was, 12?
Yeah.
13. I was 13, but I started school a year late, so I was older than all my
peers.
peers.
That's what I'm saying. So somewhere between 10 and 12 years-ish.
Yeah. So they were together for 10 to 12 years. Yes, exactly. He was a scrawny, shy kid who was into bugs, and she was beautiful, popular, bright, funny, all that stuff. And they became friends, and then they started dating. He was completely devoted to her. He did anything that he could to make her happy, even if he didn't like it. It was just whatever Jennifer wants, Jennifer gets. Eventually they got engaged. They went to college, and he thought everything was going perfect. And then the mashup happened. They were together at the time and they got mashed up together, but they got her body. So he was trapped inside of her body. One day while they were at the grocery store, she was approached by a man who kissed her, called her mi amore, and asked if she had gotten the alimony yet or if she chose not to marry the nerd.
Oh, boy.
And then his world crumbled apart. So she explained to him that she didn't love him like that anymore, but she didn't know how to end it with him. And he was so wealthy, but he wasn't doing anything with his money. So she decided that she was going to marry him and then divorce him and get some of the money.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
So you just found out that you were in a relationship with a financially abusive bitch, you know, or at least a manipulative, financially driven person.
But this again brings up another question. So if nobody knows where the bodies went, but then they came back, where did they come back from? I'm too.
How did Thanos snap half the world back, turn them into dust, and then they all came back?
I know. I would like to know. That's all.
Well, I can't tell you that, honey.
That's fair.
Make something up.
No, it's fair.
Yeah.
Hi, this is my brain.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. I should know that by now. I should know how your brain works.
Could you imagine you getting jammed in, like, if we got mashed and you had to deal with my brain?
I don't think they have to deal with each other's brains.
Oh, good.
I think just each other's consciousness, but they don't like share.
Okay.
Brain.
Boy, howdy.
Because I don't know. I think I would.
It's loud in there.
Okay, so you can look out through their eyes. You can see everything. I would be fascinated to see what it was like to live your life.
Yeah, it's a little Bean John Malkovich-y.
Yeah.
Little.
And I mean, let's be fucking real here. I would be helicoptering that dick around.
Oh, yeah, damn right you would.
All I want to do with my life, if I ever have a penis, is just spin it in circles.
Yeah.
Forever.
I'm 45 and I still do it on occasion.
Well, of course you do.
Yeah.
Of course you do. It's fascinating.
It is.
Yeah, I would do it. I would play around with it. But I would also just like enjoy being a white man. Like I would walk around at night in the dark.
Yeah.
Just like singing.
Money just hanging out of your pockets.
Yep. I would put on the shortest shorts I could find.
Yep.
Your sluttiest little dad shorts.
Yep.
And one of your crop tops.
Got so many.
You've got two, but yes, one or two. I can't remember.
I can't either.
Either way, I would put on one of your crop tops and I would walk down an alley in the middle of the night and just be like, who the fuck's gonna fuck with me?
Boy,
Look at
I
me.
hope I don't get mugged. Don't worry, 'cause I'm a white man.
Yeah. I would bask in the privilege of being a white man for a little while if I was inside your body, to answer the question.
Fair. But Jennifer,
Yes.
big ol' see you next Tuesday.
Oh, yeah, big ol' see you next Tuesday. So they break up, but he still has to spend the next several weeks inside of Jennifer's body, terrified that she will push his consciousness down and he will just disappear.
Yeah.
The government eventually found a solution and they were able to separate everyone mostly, but he was a broken man after that. He didn't date anyone for 4 years until he met Jill.
A brief aside. You remember the story of the girl I dated when I was in Boston? She went back to Kentucky and I went back to Michigan.
Yes.
And then I took a bus down to see her, and she
fuck her. Yes.
immediately dumped me.
I do. You
that
bitch.
That I thought that was bad.
Oh.
Going all the way to Paducah, Kentucky, and getting dumped, but being stuck in your shitty girlfriend's brain.
Girlfriend's body. Yes. Fucking
well,
hell.
thanks for the perspective, Sylvia. Or Sylvia, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sylvia.
Okay. I was like, oh no, that's not the name of the author.
Yeah, it is.
It's Sylvia.
Sylvia Morrow. So Liam finishes that story and he begs her not to leave. And she's like, well, fuck. Now I'm an asshole. She feels like shit about storming off, but she accepts his apology and she apologizes. It's a good little scene of communication. Talking is important, kids. You can't just leave. You can't just leave the situation. It won't resolve itself. Won't happen.
If your house catches on fire, you don't just walk away. You deal with it. I mean, you got to call somebody.
I was going to say, well, you do. You leave the burning house.
Well, yeah, okay. Bad analogy. Carl Mizell. Great at transitions. Bad at analogies.
Yeah, perfect. Yep.
You don't walk away from the house. What the fuck?
If you're in a burning building, you don't just walk away.
No, you fucking run.
Yeah, you run full tilt, screaming out of the building with your cat in your arms.
And yelling, going, "There's a building on fire back there.
Yeah.
Don't go that way."
The
Anyway.
metaphor did not stick. It's okay, honey. You're fine. You did your best.
I did.
You don't have to be smart. You're pretty.
I am. Yeah.
So they finish this conversation, but Jill is still like a little concerned because he is keeping something back. He's referencing his family and his social position and his money in such vague terms. So she just is like, can you please tell me what the fuck you're not telling me so I can have all of the information? And yeah, his dad is Honor Man. I was right.
Hey!
Yay! I love being right. So his dad is Honor Man. They are wealthy because up until 4 years ago when the big mashup happened, metahumans were a secret. But he was still using his power for his advantage and made himself and his family quite wealthy.
Do they discuss his abilities?
No, I
Okay.
have no idea what Honor Man can do except be rich
Okay.
and white.
All right.
I don't know. So Jill is very briefly like, I can't even escape Honor Man. No matter where I go, he's on the fucking news all the time. It's all anybody ever talks about. And now the guy I like is his son. Like, shit. Jesus Christ. And he's like, no. Well, I mean, yes, he is my dad, but like we separate ourselves from each other. My dad really didn't want anybody to know that he had a kid who didn't have any powers. And I don't really want everyone to know that my dad's Honor Man.
Yeah.
So, it's not like it's going to be in your face all the time, but it is a reality of the situation.
We are going to have to go over there for Thanksgiving. But other than that.
Yeah. So yeah, they start making jokes about it, similar to how we just did, until they're both laughing. And then she kisses him.
Oh.
It's so sweet. It's a very lovely first kiss. I enjoyed it very much. They decide that they're going to go back to Liam's apartment, but they're going to game together because she also likes to play that same game. Kill Watch is what it's called.
Okay.
So a couple of hours later, Liam is even more impressed and in love with her because she carried his ass through 2 hours of Kill Watch. She's a tank and she's an excellent shit talker. Every time somebody started talking shit about her being a woman, she just fucking destroyed them. Just glorious and ever so beautiful. And he's just like so smitten with her.
I want to shout out to the listeners right now. When my wife here and I used to play Borderlands together,
I miss the Borderlands days.
a ferocious sniper.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. I would just run in there firing two guns while jumping in the air and yelling R.
Yep.
And you're back there going, pa-ding, pa-ding.
Yep. Just taking them out from the rooftops.
Yep.
And then looting.
And then
I'm also very good at looting.
so much looting.
I love looting. They make out for a little while, but eventually they decide that they're going to call it a night. Jill has to go to work in the morning, and she decides that she's going to cook him dinner. That's what their next date is going to be, but she's going to do it at his house because of the mom and Uncle Sal situation.
Fair.
The next day she goes to work. She goes home. She gets all ready just in case there's a sleepover. And then at his apartment that evening, she spends a few minutes admiring / freaking out about how nice all of his appliances are. He has one of those fridges that, like, if you touch the screen, it shows you what's inside the fridge.
Oh, yeah. That's so needless, but I love it.
Yeah, it is kind of cool. You don't even have to open my fridge. There's a camera inside it. It just shows me what's in there. But there's nothing in his fridge because he doesn't cook. He just gets takeout all the time. So there's probably like pickles and mustard in there, same as every other person who doesn't cook. They chat, they make like flirty small talk. It's completely adorable. She chose to make a meal that would be unique and impressive, but not too complex and time consuming. So she made a barbacoa de lengua, which is beef tongue tacos.
Yes.
And she put them in the crock pot. So they're ready to go. She finishes up everything. She also brought the stuff to make dessert, but they never get to that. And
Spoiler.
Yeah. I read that menu and I was like, I'll date the goat girl if she'll make me fucking tacos and cream puffs. That sounds so good.
Hell yeah, dude.
I just wanted all the food in this book. Tamales, barbacoa. Oh my God.
As long as you bring me leftovers.
I will. I definitely will. It all just sounded so good. I'm really hungry.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna crush some peanut butter
Oh
balls.
my God, I'm going to eat so much food later. So let's back to our story. They enjoy their meal and they chat about past relationships. So we already know that Liam was taken advantage of by Jennifer, but Jill explains that her last relationship ended when she went into a deep depression after the mashup. Couldn't function. She lost her farm and her boyfriend broke up with her, but she doesn't blame him for it because she wasn't in a good place.
Yeah.
She couldn't be in a relationship. She could barely be a person at that point.
Yeah.
And I've been that depressed before. I am lucky that my husband stuck with me
Oh
through
God.
all of it.
Yeah.
But I mean, you were already married to me by that point, so there's documentation. You have to stay.
The government says I gotta stay.
Yeah.
There's paperwork involved. I gotta stay anyway.
It costs money. It costs money to break this up now.
Yeah.
You need a judge to break this up now.
I can fix a washing machine and save money. I can't fix a marriage to save money.
No. Absolutely not. That's hilarious.
Thank you.
Oh my God. Okay, so after their meal, Jill goes to start making dessert, but she stubs her tail on the counter. I know. And so he comes over to pick her up and set her down on the counter to protect her tail. Very cute. And then it begins. He sets her up on the counter, and then there is touching and exploring and kissing. It's absolute fire. It's so cute and super hot. He pulls her shirt and bra down so that her boobies are out so that he can play with her nipples. He gets her pants off. And then he decides, while she's up here, I might as well just eat her out for a while.
You gotta.
Absolutely. So when her hips buck back from the sensation of that, he grabs her hips and puts them firmly on the counter. And then he says, so he's got a little controlling Dom energy in him. And it comes out. And he's basically like, you're going to sit there and you're going to let me do this until you come all over my face.
Okay.
No discussion. Now enjoy this. God damn, Liam. Holy shit. Okay. I just didn't expect it to come out of the nerdy entomologist.
Yeah, that's fair.
So he gets to work. She comes. It is absolutely glorious. And then he picks her up and carries her to the bedroom. And the sex is, I don't know how to explain this. It evokes all those feelings of being with someone for the first time.
Yeah.
And how delightful it can be, and a little awkward, but mostly great, Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just such a good scene and very natural. I really appreciated it, and I really enjoyed how different Sylvia's characters are from some of the other characters that I've read in the past. All of them are great. I love every character, but I just enjoyed it being different this time.
Yeah.
So Liam bought condoms just in case. Very good job. Just out of like basic hope.
An abundance of caution / hope
for the future. Yeah. So she then encourages him to take control, to tell her exactly what he wants and what he's going to do. She can tell that he has some latent control issues after everything that happened with Jennifer.
Yeah.
So she's like, all right, I'm not mad about it. Tell me what to do, Daddy.
Lean into this a bit.
Yeah. He is shy, but he just needs a little push, and then he is just like control central. Great stuff. So he tells her to ride him so that he can see her tits bounce and see her face
right, buddy.
when she comes. So she does that, a woohoo, and then he flips her over and fucks her from behind. He is the very first person who has ever touched her tail besides her. That's so sweet. And then she comes again, and he flips her on her back, and he rocks into her until he finishes as well. So everybody had an absolutely fantastic time. They never had time for dessert, but she's like, don't worry about it. I'll make it for breakfast instead. And then they get ready for round 2 because it's coming. She's just limber up, Buttercup, because we're not done. Unfortunately, though, they never did get to have those cream puffs for breakfast because they had to round 3 in the shower the next morning instead.
Got to.
Not pictured, but they had sex in the shower.
Yeah.
I'm sure that they're not complaining. Oh no, I didn't get cream puffs.
Yeah.
But I got fucked.
Yeah.
I think I'll be okay.
Somewhere in the ether of my memory is a bunch of shit you and I didn't do in the first few months of our relationship.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you what that was.
Yeah.
Plans that got scrapped.
Because we were just too busy having sex.
Meals that got skipped. whatever. I skipped the gym session for, whatever. I get it.
Yeah, it's fair.
Yeah.
It's fair. So Jill goes to work. After work, she decides that she's going to scope out Liam's social media a little bit. And when she gets to his whatever social media page, let's just call it Bookface, she gets to his Bookface page, and there are several memes which are very unkind about her. So there is a goat dressed in a bikini.
Mm-hmm.
There's a cartoon of a man fucking a goat. The word goatussie is used. And Sylvia, I have to talk to you. How
you talk to her?
How dare you? How dare you? How dare you use portmanteau for evil? I love portmanteau, and you said goatussie and ruined it for me. I was like, no.
We here at Smutco Industries, this is a pro-ussy.
We are a very pro-ussy house.
That is one of my favorite things. The ussy bit.
Yeah.
Did Liam post these himself?
No.
Okay.
No, these are from Frank.
Okay, but I thought he.
Fuck you, Frank. No, he blocked him from his phone.
Okay.
But he didn't think about blocking him from his Bookface account. So she texts Liam to break up with him. She's like, I can't, if this is if your friends are like, I can't be with you. And he texts back saying he hasn't even been on social media in months. He doesn't use it. So he didn't even know that those were there. Can you please just not break up with me? He apologizes for not thinking to block Frank on Bookface and any of his other bigot friends. And then he asks her to please stop running every time there is a slight problem, because nothing is ever going to improve. They can talk about anything that they need to talk about, but don't just run away. And she's like, okay, I'll try. And he's like, no, you don't understand. Like, I have also experienced pain. You're not the only one here who has experienced trauma. We have to communicate about this. And she's like, yeah, you're right. Okay. Sounds good.
You're right.
Yeah, you right. Yeah, you the voice of reason here. Oh, fuck. I just skipped a whole paragraph of notes. I was very confused. I'm so sorry. Okay. So after she texts Liam, she freaks out for a while she waits for him to come over.
Mm-hmm.
They have that conversation about not running on her stoop. I forgot about that part. So I skipped the whole part where when she was nervous waiting for him, she climbed up on her counter because she has the goat instinct to climb on things. So she was standing on her table waiting for him to come over. And I thought that was really funny. And I almost skipped the whole bit. Oh, no.
You got back.
I did. I got back to it. So then Liam comes over. They sit on the stoop and they have that conversation.
Got it.
And then they start kissing again. And she climbs into his lap and he asks to take her upstairs. And she's like, I can't. My mom and my uncle are up there.
No.
My uncle Sal is up there, but she can't wait. Luckily, there is an alley right there.
Nice.
So he carries her into the alley, into the darkest part of the alley, and then filthy talking control dom Liam shows up, and Jill is like, oh, fuck yes. Oh, good. He came out to play. He fucks her bare. Condoms the night before, not today. He has her face the alley wall, and he fucks her from behind. It is absolutely filthy, totally fantastic. They kind of finish together, and when they finish, her tail starts wagging uncontrollably, and so he leans into it because he likes the way it feels on his tummy when he. I thought that was really cute.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Yeah. You think that feel nice?
I think it would.
I think it would. I think it would feel nice to have something furry rubbing on your tummy post-orgasmically,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that would be nice. So that's the end of the book, but there's not an epilogue. It's just chapter 23 jumps to 4 months later. I'm calling it the epilogue.
Yeah, epilogues in disguise.
Epilogue in chapter 23, epilogue in disguise. So 4 months later, Liam has had a breakthrough with Circada, and they have figured out how to cure the remaining human mashies. He administers it to Mom Uncle Sal, and they separate in a quick but very painful process. Apparently, the physical separation does not hurt, but separating the two consciousnesses hurts really bad. And so there's 2 seconds of screaming and agony, and then now you're a whole person again. Suddenly Uncle Sal is back. His body just manifests out of nowhere. So it's magic, I guess.
All right.
And he's like a tall, gangly Japanese man instead of a short, curvy Latino woman. Suddenly he's like, I have to remember how to be a whole foot taller now and stuff like that.
Yeah. Ooh, wow.
Yeah, he's like, I forgot how skinny I was. I'm gonna have to gain a little weight. This sucks. I don't want to be skinny like this.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, being skinny might suck ass. I don't know. I've never been skinny. I love being fat. I enjoy being chubby.
I enjoy you being chubby too.
I'm comfortable. It's just hard to find pants.
Yeah.
But I'm very comfy all the time.
Yes, you are.
Yes, I am. At her home, which is the farm that she and Liam live at because they bought a farm. Jill is playing with her brand new sheepdog, Jim. Thanks, Jim.
Jim. I'm gonna.
What are you on, bud?
I am gonna put the first Jim's scene from season 1 of Shoresy in the show notes.
Oh yeah, so you just know why he's saying Jim.
Yep. Are you having a fucking brain hematoma?
Fucking Phantom of the Opera. So Jill is playing with Jim when she hears Liam's car pull up, and then she hears 3 doors shut, and she turns around to see Mom and Uncle Sal are separated, and they have a very tearful reunion, and everyone is so happy before they head inside to cook a celebratory meal. Jill and Liam are desperately in love. Everything is right with the world. And they all lived happily ever after. The end.
That was
adorable.
Goat
Girl.
It's fucking adorable.
I loved it. It was so adorable. You were absolutely right.
That was the perfect. We are peek behind the curtain. We are recording this a day later than we normally would because you had the kids.
Because we had sleepover at cousin's house.
That's right. So this is going to. So the quick turnaround of at least I have Saturday normally to relax and get ready for the edit. I don't like jumping right into it the next day.
Oh yeah,
but
you edited the Rachel Renner today too.
I edited
so
it. Yeah,
you're gonna have 2 days in a row of editing.
But this is going to be a delightful episode to hear immediately again at 1.75 times the normal speed.
Yep.
Because that's how I edit my podcasts. Is very fast. I had a blast. This was great. It was so adorable.
It was so adorable. I had to message when I was reading this. I had to message Sylvia a couple of times to be like, "This is so good. You need to feel very proud. Please tell me you feel proud of yourself. Please tell me you feel proud of yourself because it was amazing." And the dialogue is she really shines in her dialogue. It's very natural. It flows well. It feels human and cute and sweet, and it makes you feel all those new relationship feelings. I cannot recommend this book highly enough if you're looking for quick, sweet fall vibes with a very interesting concept, a goat girl.
Yeah.
It's not something that we've never actually read anything that doesn't have a human woman. All of our monsters, quote unquote monsters, obviously Jill is not a monster.
Yeah.
But all of our
non-humans
have been men.
Yeah.
And the women are always human.
Yeah.
So this is a nice change of pace.
It is.
She is a goat girl. And she's adorable. I'm going to show you the cover of it too because
I've seen it.
Oh, have you?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Okay, cool. Because I liked the character design.
Yeah, I've seen it. Okay. I believe Sylvia posted it.
Oh,
recently.
She probably did. I mean,
yeah.
she's been promoting. Thank you. I wanted to say pushing, but I was like, that's not right.
It's a drug?
Yeah, it's my drug. It's my drug of choice. It's cozy smut. It's my drug of choice.
Absolutely.
But she's been promoting it on her social media. So yeah, that's true. I forgot that you have access to all the same social media stuff I do.
Yeah.
So this adorable goat woman with the big ears and the little horns and the eyes. I just loved it. I just loved that character design. I loved the concept, and then it went and made me all happy and warm and fuzzy inside.
Oh, good. And that's what I love about doing this show is I know how the books make you feel when you read them, and then you get to experience it again when you tell me.
Yes, I do.
That's so great.
It is really nice.
I'm into it. But what are you into?
Oh, I think you know what I'm into, my dear. I'm into cross stitching.
Yeah.
I'm into cross stitching. I used to cross stitch every day.
We had so many finished cross stitches just laying around.
Yeah.
We were giving them away.
Yeah, I was trying to give them away at Christmas.
Yeah.
For every white elephant, I put cross stitches in the pile.
Our tattoo artist has one.
Yep.
You made a cake or death for my sister.
Yep. I still have them coming out of my ears. I have them in piles upstairs. And then I got pregnant for the first time, and I was so exhausted because building a human is exhausting that I could only do like 1 or 2 rows before I would fall asleep. And so I kind of gave up on it because I was like, well, if I can't do it fast. Because it was one of the things I was like really proud of was the fact that I could do them really fast.
Yeah.
Well, if I can't do it fast, I just didn't want to do it. Dummy. Big dumb idiot. Should have stuck with it. But then, so I took 5 years off. I took 5 years off from doing my cross-stitching hobby, and then I picked it up again this week, and it has got me good.
It's back with a vengeance.
It is in my bones.
Yeah.
And I'm loving it. It's great. It's great to have a hobby, first of all. It's great to have a hobby that involves my hands.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't always have one. A lot of the time it's just doing stuff with screens. So I'm happy to be looking at like fabric and like doing things with my hands again. And I'm having a really great time. And right now I am cross-stitching a very large grayscale moth woman. It's going to be great when it's done. I'm very excited.
I'm excited
to
to
hang
see
it over in that corner.
Yeah.
I'm actually, you know what I really want to do in that corner? I need a taxidermy.
Yeah.
I need something taxidermied
In that corner?
in that corner, in my special Katie corner.
Yeah. I can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can get you a dog if he doesn't start acting right.
No, that would be incredibly depressing. Have Himbo's head taxidermied on my
Oh,
wall.
no, it'd be the whole
Oh, the whole dog.
the whole dog.
Oh, that would be fine. Then he could just sit there.
Yep.
I could pet him. I was going to maybe go up to the Dicker and Deal. They always have weird taxidermies hanging on their walls.
Yeah. That's for those of you who aren't from around here, there's a couple of resale shops called Dicker and Deal where you can get almost anything.
Yeah, it's mostly furniture and home decor. Sometimes they have appliances, but you can dicker with them.
Yeah. Haggle.
Haggle.
Yeah.
Thank you. You can haggle with them where, you can't at most places anymore except maybe flea markets. But you could walk in there and just be like, I don't think that's worth $150. I'll give you $110. And then the guy behind the counter will be like, $120.
Yeah.
Fucking fantastic. You just saved $30.
You got a dicker.
You got a dicker.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love the Dicker and Deal. Anyway, sorry. I went off on a big long tangent. Honey, what are you into?
That's okay. This week it's pretty easy. I am into the 2018 iteration of Santa Monica Studios' God of War.
Yep.
The original God of War series came out. God, I can't even remember when that started. It was on the first PlayStation, I believe. Multiple games, and then they very famously brought it to the next gen systems in 2018. And it's just phenomenal. It's kind of, and I don't want to sound like an asshole here, it's kind of like an easier Dark Souls. It does have its challenges, but it has a lot of quality of life things that Dark Souls doesn't have, like easier enemies.
Yep.
And, they don't have 15-story bosses that are just trying to...
Yep. Completely unkillable and will just sit on you and squash you.
Exactly. Plus, this one, he has a son, so there's the father-son bonding. And as somebody who is raising a young son right now and who did not have a father around when he was growing up, there are a lot of feels happening as well. But it's just a really great game. I know I was griping about some of the little quibbly things right before we recorded. But it's fucking phenomenal. So if you've got a PlayStation, PS4 or PS5, that game is actually available to stream on their PlayStation Plus service right now if you have that. Or, it's a 5-year-old game. You could probably go get a used copy.
Probably.
Pretty cheap somewhere. I highly recommend it. It's such a good game, and I can't wait to play a little bit more of it after we wrap things up here.
Fantastic. I'm very much looking forward to sitting down in my chair and cross-stitching, and you can play some more God of War.
I will. But in the meantime, you can find us on social media. We are on Instagram and TikTok at Cheap Smut. If you would like to email us, we highly encourage you to do so. cheapsmutpod@gmail.com. If you would like to communicate with us more in real time, you can join the Smutco Industries Discord. The link is in the show notes. The name of the song that you hear in this every episode is Nostalgia by Mackay Beats. You can find it along with thousands of other songs free of charge for you to use at the Free Music Archive, freemusicarchive.org. And don't forget, if you would like to go get a copy of this book, the link is available at the very top of our link tree, which is also in the show notes. Not sponsors, not affiliates. We don't make any money from it. We're just trying to help the authors.
Hell yeah. My only goal with this show is to get these authors' books to a wider audience.
And to foster a community of smut.
Absolutely.
Yeah. What do we have lined up for next week?
Next week, in keeping with our chilly holiday theme, we are reading Snowed In with a Demon by L.E. Eldridge.
Okay.
Or Eldridge, sorry. And I am very excited for this one because I started this book long before the show and I never finished it. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to read it.
I feel like I remember you mentioning this.
I did.
Because I made several Edward Snowden jokes.
I'm pretty sure you did.
I've made a Edward Snowden joke on the show.
Yeah,
That's one of my
did.
favorite jokes.
Yeah,
the Snowden
you did.
trope.
Snowden trope, where you just flee to a non-extradition country.
Exactly. With Edward Snowden.
With Edward Snowden. Yep. So that's what we're reading next week, and I'm very much looking forward to it. In the meantime, listener, if there is a book in you, write it, and if there's fucking in it, I'll read it.
And then she will come on this show and explain it to me for your entertainment.
And I am so tie-tie, so I go bye-bye. Bye.
Bye-bye.